So now I'm gonna be predicting here the match between Medvedev and Davidovich Fokina. So they're facing off in the second round of the Madrid Open. Now Medvedev has had some good results this year. We haven't seen him on the clay courts yet. He did well at the Australian Open. He reached the final. He won the ATP Cup as well, and he also won a title in Marseille. So he's had a really good season, but we haven't seen him on the clay courts because he tested positive for COVID, so he had to isolate. He wasn't able to come. Uh, he wasn't able to go to Monte Carlo because he was positive for COVID, so they have to isolate. That's kind of like a policy. You have to isolate when you test positive. So he had to isolate, so we haven't seen him on the clay courts. And we also know that clay is his least favorite surface for now. So we're gonna see what he can do because Davidovich Fokina is a really tough test for him. We have to see if he can be able to win here. Now Davidovich Fokina he's had some variable results. He had a mixed season this year. He did well in Estoril. He reached the semifinals last week, but in Barcelona he lost early. And in Monte Carlo he made the quarterfinals. So he's had some good results this year. Mixed them with a couple of bad ones, but at least he's had some good results. He's a really good clay court player. In contrast to Medvedev, he's a great clay court player. So we're gonna see what we can do here. Because he is a really good clay court player. Now they've never met, so they have a 0-0 head-to-head. So right now, my prediction, I think it's gonna be a Davidovich Fokina victory because Medvedev hasn't really played on the clay yet, and Fokina has also been he's also had some good results on clay, and clay is his favorite surface. So as a result, I don't think Medvedev will win. I think it's going to be a Fokina victory. So I'm going to pick Davidovich Fokina to win this in 3 sets. Right? Yes, I'm going to pick Davidovich Fokina in 3 sets to win this match. So Diego Schwartzman and Aslan Karatsev, they're facing off in the first round of the Madrid Open. So let's go through the results. So Schwartzman hasn't played in this tournament yet. He got it back because he was one of the top 8 seeds. And so far, he will be hoping that maybe he can turn a little bit of his form around because he hasn't done as well as he would have desired to, especially considering that he's widely regarded as a clay court specialist. He lost to Ruud in the first round of Monte Carlo. In Barcelona, he lost to Carreño Busta in 3 sets. And that was a close match. He could have won it, so he would have been bitterly disappointed to not have gone further. And now he's going to have to really be weary because he doesn't have an easy opener. He takes on Karatsev, who has been in stellar form this season. In fact, this season is his best season in his whole career. So he's going to have to really be wary of that and try to see, can he maybe improve? Can he maybe get a little better? Can he raise his game up? Because he does not have an easy opener on his hands. He is facing someone who has beaten him before, handily actually. So he's going to really have to be wary. Now, Karatsev, as I've said a lot of times in the previous videos, this year has been his breakout year. He made the semis of the Australian Open. He won his first title at the Dubai Tennis Championships. He also did well on the clay court. He made the final in the Serbia Open and lost to Berrettini. But what was impressive is that he still managed to put up a fight because most players would feel like they already had to play a really long match prior. But Karatsev was still able to put up a fight, which was really impressive. And it was impressive that he was still able to keep it close, even if he didn't quite win. And in Madrid, he also was clinical in his first match, beat Umber in straight sets pretty easily. He didn't get broken, and he won 82% of the first serve point, which was really impressive. So we're gonna have to watch out for him because he can be a threat to anybody in the draw if he continues playing really, really well. Now Schwartzman and Karatsev, they've met once, as I've said. That was in the Australian Open earlier this year. Karatsev won that in straight sets, 6-3, 6-3, 6-3. It was a straight set defeat, so Schwartzman will have to be wary of that for this match. So while Karatsev won their last encounter, I think Schwartzman is going to get revenge because clay is his favorite surface, and he has been close a couple times. He has gotten some maybe average runs this year. So he'll be confident in avenging it. I think that he will avenge it on his favorite surface. He likes the clay. He made a final of Rome last year, which is coming up in the next week. The tournament's playing next week. So I'm gonna pick I'm gonna pick Schwartzman in 3 sets because I think he will get revenge. I think he can play well on the clay, his favorite surface. So I'm gonna pick Schwartzman in 3 sets to win this match. So Kristen Garrett and Dominic Kopfer, they're facing off in the second round of the Madrid Open in the round of 32. So Guerin has been in decent form this year. He has had some tough draws in the middle. He had to play Tsitsipas. He had to play Cilic in Miami. He played Nishikori, but overall he had a good season. Excluding that, he won the Chile Open, and he beat Banks in the final in a tightly contested 3-set match. He won that. He won that tournament in his hometown, which was a good win for him. He also was good in his opener, beat Verdasco in straight sets. He was clutch on break point as well. He saved all 8 break points he faced, which was a good sign. It was a good sign for him because Kopfer can really be tough to break down on the clay. Right? He's no slouch on the service. He's had some good runs on the service before. So it's good that Guerin is in form and ready to take on. He looks like he's playing well. Now Kopfer was also good in his opener. He beat Opelka in straight at 6-4, 6-4. And he also converted 3 out of 5 break points, which is a good statistic. He was in break points. He didn't waste too many opportunities. So that's a good sign because he's going to have to be at his best if he wants to beat Guerin here. He's had some good results mixed in with some bad results. So he's had a mixed season. He did well in Acapulco, reached the semis, but he also had some times where he loses the first round. So he's going to have to be kind of careful. He's going to have to be careful that he kind of maintains the good results and tries to stay consistent, not having too many dips in form, and so it's going to be important for him. Now they've never met, so they have a 0-0 head-to-head. So my prediction here, I think it's going to be a Guerin win. I think that Guerin is really good on the clay, and while Kopfer is also good on the clay, I think that Guerin really was good in his opener. He really impressed me the way he was clutch on those break points that he faced. He saved all of them, so I'm really impressed with him, and I'm going to pick him to win his straight sets because I think he's playing really well. So Guerin is my pick. So Kei Nishikori and Alexander Zverev, they're facing off in the round of 32, in the second round of the Madrid Open. Now Nishikori has had some good results this year. As I've said, he was able to do well in Barcelona. He had an encouraging 3-set loss to Rafa Nadal in that match. He also did well in Rotterdam this year. He was able to make the quarterfinals, and in Dubai he made the quarterfinals. So he's slowly trying to get his form back, and these little matches the way I think he should do it. And he was good in his last match today. He beat Hashimov in 3 sets, had to drop in the first in a tiebreak. And those last 2 sets were encouraging from him. So maybe we can be seeing a resurgence of the old Nishikori from some time ago. And now he gets to play Zverev, which will be a fun little match to watch. Now Zverev he's had some good results mixed in with some bad ones. He's a little bit erratic, so sometimes he does well, sometimes he doesn't do as well. He won the title in Mexico. He beat Tsitsipas in straight sets 6-4, 7-6. He also made the quarterfinals of the Australian Open and made the semifinals of the ATP Cup. But he lost early in Rotterdam, in Miami, and in Monte Carlo as well. And then recently he lost in the quarterfinals of his home tournament in Munich to Eghosa. And that was a loss that people kind of criticized him for because he was up. He should have probably won it. He was up. He was serving for the match in the second set. So he should have definitely won it, but he lost it. And he he lost it mentally there and he wasn't able to keep up. But we're hoping that maybe he can come back in Madrid and try and do something there. But he faces a tricky opener in Kenny Shikori, so he's gonna have to be weary that he has a tricky opener on his hands. Now, Nishikori and Zverev, I believe they've met before. They've met 3 times, and Zverev leads it 2-1. They've met in a one-song clean. Nishikori won the win in 3 sets. The other two hardcore encounters, both in Washington, and Alexander Zverev won one of them in 3, one of them in 2. So my prediction here, I think Nishikori will actually win this because he looked really good against Hashinov today, and I think he's gonna win it because he's looking like he's getting back to his old form. So I think he can win it. I think Nishikori can get this one. And Zverev also didn't look so encouraging in Munich. So I'm gonna pick Nishikori to win this in a 3-set match. I think he can do this. So Nishikori in 3 is my pick.